Hey there guys, we've got some new fights on the JP server, some silver crowns for KoG, some silver crowns for Yshe, and this little trowel looking thing at the top. We're going to start off with the Knights of Grandshelt fight. This one's not too bad if you've got the new units. So we're going to be doing this for the 150 Amplify for KoG. This is the party we're going to use, and it shouldn't be too bad with the new Scarlet Rain that I just got. So basically, we're just going to set up for a few turns and then OTK this guy. So we're going to use Scarlet Rain to start in the base form, go to the shift form, and then we're going to just use his break. We can just guard the special Reagan. Fina can use Dark Resist on the party. We can use Fire Resist from an Esper on last gen. And we can shift KoG and start stacking him up. Alright, so turn 1, the boss is going to do dark damage, fire damage, single target physical, and AoE dispel you at the end of the turn. And we're passive provoking with last gen. There's the dispel, so now we're going to get ready for killing the boss for real. Also, the boss puts up Mirage this turn. So, Fina is going to imbue us again. We're going to Human Killer, and then we'll just, actually, no, we're going to do it this way. We're going to imbue Human Killer and hit the boss. We're going to put up Fire Resist again with last gen. Knights of Grandshelt are going to Magnus and then just hit the boss a little bit. We're going to use Reagan to use his LB skill and hit the boss a little bit to get rid of those mirages. And Scarlet Rain is going to use his cooldowns and just hit the boss a little bit. Okay, now it's time to finish him off. So the boss does some more single target and then some magic stuff, whatever. Fire and dark. He imperils us too, but we're done basically. So we can LB Fina, we can LB Rain, LB Reagan, LB Knights Grandshelt, and just triple tag our last gen. And send them all off at the same time. And there's the end of the fight. 3 turns, no deaths. I think the mission is do it in 5 turns, so that's a little bit more lenient. Of course, I am using the unit with the brand new leader skill, which is an amazingly powerful damage game. I tried the Yshe fight a little bit. It gave me some problems, so I swapped over to this one. Now I'm going to go back to the Yshe fight and see if I can figure that out, because the Yshe one is 500 times harder than this one. So, Knights of Grandshelt, EX3 does good damage. Free Reagan. EX3 does good damage, and then the new Scarlet Rain, EX1, does good damage, but he is EX1. So, big sad face on that. And now we have the 150 KoG Amplify. Alright, I'll show you the gear real quick, and I'm going to jump back over to the Yshe fight. So, Premium Fina is just using some Fire and Dark Resist. Other than that, I was going to summon Bayman for the field. We never did, so forget the Esper fill. Base form, Scarlet Rain, whatever. Shift form is dual-wielding swords. I don't have a special event sword yet. I should go and get that, but I'll get it in a minute. He is maxed on Human and Demon Killer. I'm on overcap, but whatever. And he has the 8 times chain cap because he's, new. And then the special Reagan has double hand with a great sword because KoG is doing the Emperor. I should have done a normal sword, actually, because we're doing a... Oh, well. Too late. Maxed on everything, and he did his SLB on turn 3, and that's kind of it. Last gen is our passive provoker evasion with some Esper fill, fire, and whatever resist. They're just a support unit and the tank, basically. Knights of Grandshelt in the base form, Titus Estimar, shift form, max damage versus humans and demons, and there we go. Alright, see you in a bit for the Yshe fight. Hey there guys, after we cleared the Knights of Grandshelt crown battle, the server went down for emergency maintenance. The JP server seems to do that recently after patches, but it's back up. Let's resume our clearing with the Yshe crown battle. So we're going to go to the Yshe battle. The missions are 5 turns or less, no KOs. And this needs only Season 4 units. Now, my options for Season 4, I'll show you. This is my Season 4 roster. It is not a very strong roster, you know, tag of Season 4 only. I had to build a team with this. So we did. So I went ahead and built a Season 4 team, and I think I've worked out how to get it done in all missions. So let's give it a go. Alright, so we're going to start off with Ihana doing 250 human killer on Tyvis. We're going to have Leftia do her 100% amplify on Tyvis, then an imbue, and then just a whatever. That's a ramping amp. It's going to be at max power on turn 3. Now for this turn, we're going to use bolting on Runda. Runda is passively evade covering the party right now. And Yshe is going to triple bolting as well, and we're going to use Tyvis' LB. So we're going to use Tyvis, we're going to wait, chain, very slow base form LB, and deal a little bit of damage on turn 1. That was pretty garbage turn 1 damage, but okay. That was bad variance, whatever. Anyway, so there's Runda taking some accuracy attacks, etc. But on turn 1, the boss buffs himself. Now, in order to deal with this, we have to dispel that buff. So we're going to use a Holy Torch with Ihana to get rid of the boss's buffs. Now we're going to use the upgraded Magnus of Yshe to do an 89 break. It's not fully crowned yet. We're going to get the last silver crown after beating this fight. And now we're going to go ahead and use Leftia to do her LB just for some buffing. Now Runda's going to triple bolting. And we're going to triple bolting with Tyvis. Now this is going to be pretty terrible damage, but it's... Oh, and I chained it wrong too. The chain... I'm making all kind of mistakes here. It doesn't matter. So this turn, the boss is going to dispel the party. Now the big damage is coming this turn, coming up. Here's an AoE dispel. So we have lost all our buffs. Thankfully, Leftia's auto-casted Amplify has reapplied this turn. So now we're at 100% amp on Tyvis. But we do need to do the human killer again. And then, of course, Tyvis' SOB activating gave him an LB damage buff, a stat buff, etc. So we're going to now use Runda to Runda support on Tyvis for all these buffs. Leftia will be our chainer with Lid and Jake's STMR along with Yshe, and Tyvis will do his LB. Now, when we do this burst, we're not going to kill the boss. There's going to be either 2 fire attacks, 2 ice attacks, or an ice and a fire attack. We need the boss to do an ice and then a fire, or a fire then an ice. If he does 2 of the same, we lose. Let's give it a go. See what happens. We need him to do 1 of each. It's RNG. So please do 1 fire and 1 ice, or 1 ice and 1 fire. Don't do 2 of the same. He did a fire and an ice. That's pure RNG. Sometimes we'll do 2 fires, and your Tyvis will die. Sometimes we'll do 2 ices, and your Tyvis will die. Because Tyvis is not evading. The rest of the party is evading, but he was wearing resist gear, and these attacks imperil you, and then when he does them a second time, we would die. But we're wearing enough resist gear to be immune before the imperil. Anyway, now it is time to continue. So this turn, the boss is going to do an AoE, an AoE fixed attack, but we're all wearing guts, so we're not worried about it. So Leftia is going to do her SLB. That's going to re-imbue the party, stat buff, LB buff, etc. Yshe is going to do her LB, although she's not geared for damage at all. We're going to reapply the human killer with Ihana on Tyvis. Tyvis is going to use his fire Magnus and then double fire hit. That's going to refill his LB gauge. Runda will just triple bolting. And we'll go ahead and, chain this up the best we can. But because Yishe's SLB sometimes will break the chain, it didn't that time. Wonderful, great, whatever. Okay, here's the fixed attack. We're just going to guts it. It's crazy damage. Yeah, I'm not sure what you're supposed to do with that other than just guts your entire team. So we guts the entire team. And now we're going to kill. So we're going to go ahead and use Ihana's LB just because. We're going to use the Lid and Jake STMR on the back row, and we're going to use Tyvis to cap again. And this should be the end of the boss. So we're going to do this. We're going to wait, chain it up. There it is. There is our all mission clear. Killed it on turn 5. That was definitely trickier for me than the Dark Rain fight. That being said, the Dark Rain fight, I had the brand new unit. For this one, we're using old stuff. But we got it done, all missions. Very tricky. I'll show you the gear. That one was a headache to figure out, but I got it done. I got it done. Relied on some RNG too. And of course, you know, Tyvis does everything. All right, all missions on that one. What a headache that one was, let me tell you. All right, so Tyvis is geared for... I geared him for 150. I forgot why I did that. I've been doing this fight. I was working on the fight for like half an hour, and then emergency maintenance hit, and I forgot what I was doing. Then I came back. I beat it quickly afterwards. Anyway, I think you only need 100 fire and ice, but I geared it that way. Anyway, Titus's STMR. There it is, high damage. You know, he's got guts naturally, so there you go. And there's his build, and he is maxed LB versus humans. Ihana is full evasion, dual wielding with. If you're wearing full evasion, you don't need any resist. Your resist can be ignored at full evasion. So full evasion, dual wielding a fire weapon with Lid and Jig's STMR. Other than that, literally, who cares? Whatever. She does 250 human killer buff. And that's kind of it. And make sure you've got a holy torch equipped for her to dispel. Runda is passive provoke evasion wearing the obsidian bracer because we don't break on turn 1. So, and we have to deal damage on turn 1, so you gotta wear the obsidian bracer for that turn 1 break for extra bonus damage. Other than that, passive provoke, he needs to be evasion. He also needs to be passive provoke because he does take some fixed damage on turn 1, and he's bulky enough to survive it while wearing his special shield. So wear his shield, so he does that. Oh, status immune too. The provoker needs status immunity, or at the very least paralyzed immunity. And there you go. Resistances don't matter. Leftia, dual wielding on Lid and Jake's STMR, using her ribbons, full evasion, and a source of guts. And that's it. She does the fire support. She's got to be EX2 for her 100% amplify. Actually, no, she doesn't. No, she doesn't. No, she doesn't. She gets that from the item. So yeah, EX1 is fine. EX1 is totally fine. Yshe, dual wielding, full evasion, fire weapon on Lid and Jake's STMR. And yep, she's the breaker. And there's the clear. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and give a quick try to this other fight. If this is like a complicated fight, I'll do a standalone video for this one. Otherwise, I'll add it on to the end of this one. So maybe see you in a minute, or maybe see you in the next video. Alright guys, so I did a quick test run on this sword guy. It's pretty easy. I'll just record it for the sake of it. But the missions are basically just don't die. No items, no deaths, no continues. We're just going to grab a Scarlet Rain, and we're going to double Scarlet Rain this with this party. Let's give it a go. We're going to have Ihana do, you know, all the stuff. You get the idea. Alright, so we're going to have Scarlet Rain. Start in the base, go to the shift. And we're going to use his cooldown and then just double chain. We're not going to do it yet though. The friend I grabbed, EX2 actually, is going to cooldown and double Scarlet. Ihana will do human killer on both. 250 human killer to each. Yshe will just do her now fully upgraded crown break. We'll do the LB stuff on that, and we'll do the LB on you. And we'll go ahead and chain these guys up. This will refill the LB gauge and get us good to go for next turn. Alright. You know, we evade cover it with you. And that's pretty much it. We're going to go ahead and use Ihana's LB. We're going to use Leftia to big amp my rain, just in case we don't kill here, but I'm sure we will. And we'll go ahead and chain their LBs, and that should be the end of this fire-looking guy. So the party was just evasion, Runda, literally just evasion, nothing else matters. Leftia, just using her headband, didn't even use it really. Ihana, naked. Yshe, naked. Scarlet Rain in the base form, mine's EX1. Maxed LB damage versus humans, and he's got double sword build. You know, there's the build and a card. And the friend is using this ice card, not sure what it is. Double sword build, and there you go. He's EX2, and yeah, that was in all missions for whatever this guy is. That one wasn't really a trial. That's kind of like a free win, it seems. The Dark Rain and the Yshe fight were the real trials. Anyway, that now gives me the special sword for my Scarlet Rain, or at least the recipe to craft it. I'm not sure what the crafting involves. Please don't tell me it's going to take a billion materials, but we'll find out. Anyway, there's the EX fights for this. Okay, see you a little bit later.